Welcome back everyone to part 2 of working on this Maxi, getting it going. In my last video I called it a Newport and a Lux, and I did some more research and I believe it's just a Maxi LS, but I still love them because of the super long seat. Today I'm going to work on the petcock, the chains aligning the rear wheel, and clean it up, maybe put on the top end. We'll see how far I get. It looks pretty clean, just kind of some stuff on the edges, but I don't think that'll be an issue. There's a little bit of rust on the seams, which is hard to get out. I think we'll be fine if we just use a fuel filter. I have a nice petcock from Treats. This is the one I like. It's the gold top for the Maxi. Works great every time. This has a bend in it, and this is your reserve. And so when this is inserted, you put this point going up, and it's gonna pull gas from right here. And then when the gas drops below here, it thinks you're out of gas. So then you switch it to reserve, and then it pulls it from down here. And so you've got about that much reserve. So if you angle it like this, then you've only got that much reserve. So keep it pointed up, and you'll have a better reserve. I like to put this one on and start it just a hair. Then insert this guy. Use a 17 mil to hold the petcock, and a 15 to tighten the coupling nut. This is off, this is on, and this is reserve. Now I'm going to work on the chains. First thing I'm going to do is remove this chain from the bike because it's pretty crusty, and if I'm going to clean it I want it off, but it'll also make aligning the rear wheel easier without the chain on there. This chain has a master link, and you can pop it with a flathead screwdriver or a pliers like that. I like to put the master link back on so that way I don't lose it. Now I want to remove the drive chain. Again, I want to find the master link and disconnect it. Looks like it's right back here. See if I can use my needle nose pliers again. Yep. Okay. And again, I like to put the master link back in so I don't lose it. Set this aside. I might clean this up later, but I don't think I'll reuse this. While I'm over here, I'm going to remove this brake cable. It's pretty crappy, so I'm just going to slide it through. Alright. And I am going to save these ends because I might use those up with a new cable. And up here I just pull it, push this little tab up, pop that out, and pull it out. I'm on the kickstand for this job. I'm going to loosen the axle nuts. It's missing the brake plate, so I'm going to install that. Okay, this is the sealed bearing, so that's great. Here we have the brake plate. I'm going to pop that in. And I'm going to put the wheel back in. There's an important brake stop right here for the brake plate, so make sure you get your brake plate into that, like that. Now you can lift your axle into the dropout. Put the axle adjuster into here and tighten down your nut a little to hold the wheel in the dropout. Do this on both sides. Now we can install the chain. We're going with a Pro Taper 415 for this Maxi. First thing you have to do is put the chain on and see if it's too long. Put the chain on and you can kind of experiment with it. For the master link to go through, it does have to go through two of the inner links, not the outer ones, so you have to put it where it's going to work. So this one wouldn't work, you would need a half link because it goes outer link, outer link. So we want inner link that will link up with the master link. So we can move this forward just a little bit. Nope, we can't move it any more forward because then we'd be outside of the dropout. So we have to actually make more room. So push it back one, like that. And the chain's pretty loose, so we can tighten it and see where it's at. So that's about right in the middle. It will stretch a little bit, so we'll probably have to tighten it up after a couple rides. But this is good. So we can cut the chain right there. This is the link I want to remove. And then it's just a Sharpie. Okay. The easiest way to do this, in my opinion, is to use an angle grinder or a bench grinder to grind down this pin, and then we can pop it out. As you can see, it's grinding it down a little. I need to do a little bit more to make it closer, and then I can pop it out. I have the chain in a bench vise, but I'm not clamping it very hard. I just want to pry this link up. Okay. Now we can bend this right up, just like that. It'll slide right out. There you go. Now that we have the chain the proper size, we just need to put it back on the bike. Okay. All right, put this master link in right there, and we can actually do it when it's not on the bike. This guy on like that. Put this chain in, and then rotate it around a little, and it'll pop right on. Okay. And now we want to put on the master link. This is always going with the travel of direction, so the open part is facing backwards, and the closed part is facing forwards. So since it rotates this way, it goes that way, so it doesn't hit anything and pop off. Okay. Put this guy on. There we go. Now we just need to tighten these up and get rid of the slop. 10 mil. Now to the other side. This is pretty good for tightness. We may have to tighten it up after we ride it a little bit. When you're adjusting the chain tensioners, it does move the tire right and left, so you have to make sure you're centering the tire in the swing arm. Now we just have to tighten up the axles and we're done. The pedal side chain isn't that bad, so I'm just going to clean it up. I'm feeling each link, and there's a lot of links that are really tough, like that one. And so when you pedal it, you'll feel that. So we're going to have to get a new pedal side chain. I do have this cool blue chain, but I do not think the owner wants this on their maroon bike. I went out and bought a new single speed chain. You can get these at a hardware store or Walmart or a bike shop, anywhere really. This is the link that I need to take out.
Hey.
What? What? What do you mean? I was all ready to do this, and then my wife came out because she found a bat in the house and she needed help. So now I gotta find the link again. On my drive chain, I used a grinder. On this one, I'm actually gonna use the right tool, just because I have it. Press it out. Go. Alright. And then put this side through. And put this plate on. Then your master link, you remember you want to go the rotation that it'll be spinning. So the opening is facing backwards. There we go. First put on the back, then we can put on the front and adjust the tensioner and put the chain on. There we go. My little guy is waking up from his nap, so I gotta go inside. I got a lot done today. I'm gonna take a break and then I'll come back and do the top end and put on a rear brake cable and then maybe carb and ignition. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned for part 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe.